So the first thing you're going to want to do is cover your object with tape. Some blue painter's tape works really good for this. And then carefully cut out the excess so you've got a nice blue object to scan in. After removing the excess tape, check the edges to make sure they're a nice clean cut all the way around. Next, place it blue side down in the center of your scanner and scan it. I'm using the Epson scanning software here. I'll do a pre-scan so I can crop it down to just the size of the image. And then go ahead and do your final scan and save it where you can access it with other programs. The first application we'll do this in is Design Space. So go ahead and make sure your Design Space is set up to save to both the computer and the cloud. And then open a new project. Next, we need to upload it into Design Space. So go ahead and upload it like you would any other file. Next, remove the background and remove the shadow that's created in the scanning process and save it so it can be used in your project. Go ahead and upload it onto your canvas. And let's get it rotated so it's the right direction. And now we can change it to an outline if that's what you're looking for. And we can even use it to cut out a photo or something like that by just placing a photo behind it. I'll just do a square here to show that you can cut it out. And as you can see, we now have the cut image. We also have the outline. And you can save that and use it into other programs if you want.
Now that you have saved your design, go ahead and exit Design Space. Open your C drive. Go to Users. Go to your user directory. Then open Cricut Design Space, Local Data, and there'll be a directory there that's just a lot of numbers. Go into there. Now, we're going to want to open Canvas, and that's where our files are. But to make it easy to find the file you just created, so you don't have to look through this long list, just click on Canvas, change your view to Details, and then click on Date twice, and that'll put the most recent one at the top. And there it is. Go ahead and open it. Change your view for large or extra large. There it is. There's the file we just created. Remember that you need to copy the file when you move it out of that directory. So it leaves one in for Cricut to use, or your Cricut app will no longer work for that file.
Okay, the next program we'll use is CorelDRAW graphic software. We'll go ahead and create a blank page to start with. And then I'll drag the graphics, the scan, onto the page and zoom in. Now for this one, what we'll do is we'll take and use the line tools and we'll draw an outline around it. This is done by placing points around the edge of what you want to outline, and it will create the outline. I'll speed this up so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Now that it's done, we can remove the original and you have a perfect outline. Let's go ahead and rotate it the right direction. I like to make it about 1/8 of an inch larger in both directions, so I have a little bit of bleed. And with it done, you can now put some graphics behind it and use the cut tool to cut out the image so it is ready to print and sublimate. Next, we'll make a template for a tapered Dollar Tree mug. You'll need a piece of colored paper. I like these books of cardstock that you can get on clearance all the time for that. Next, you'll want to lay the mug on the paper and tape one edge to the mug tight to the handle. Now roll the paper tightly around the mug. And I like to use a ruler to create a mark, a kind of a semi-crease in the cardstock, so I can tell where it needs to be cut to cut it down so it's workable. Now that I have a mark, I'll cut off some of the paper so I've got less in the way to work. And now wrap it around again. I just use my fingernails to take and get a good mark where the handle is, and then take a pen and mark so you have two good lines to connect. And then go ahead and unroll the paper, take your ruler and draw a line the length of the paper using the two marks as a reference. Now go ahead and cut the paper along that line you just drew. Now we'll wrap it around again, make sure it fits good. Both sides go tight to the handle. And put some tape on it to hold it in place. I like to tape not only under the handle, but above and below the handle. Now take your scissors and cut some of the excess off so you have about 1/2 inch past the mug, top and bottom. Now you can get in with a pen and mark around the top and the bottom on the paper so you've got a good line to cut on. Now at this point, I like to trim around the handles and then put lots of tape around it so that I can do a full wrap even underneath the handles. So I'll just put a lot of tape there, trim the tape where I need to get it so that it forms around the handles. Now I'll take an X-Acto knife and cut it in the center of the handle on the top and the bottom. And I'll cut down one side of the handle so that I can get it off easily. Okay, now that I have it off, I need to take and move some of the part that goes under the handle to the other side of the template, and I also need to make it out of something more than just blue masking tape. So I'll take a piece of the scrap and tape it on, and then I will take my ruler and I'll draw a line that connects the blue tape that was on the top and the bottom of the handle, because I cut it to the center of the handle. This will give me my center line for under the mug handle. Next, I need to put it on the other end. Now you got to rotate it and put it underneath, and put some tape to rub the tape down to it to hold it on. And then I just fold it over and crease it good. And then I cut it off. Cutting right along the end of the template. And then you unfold it. And I put some tape on it to kind of reinforce it. And it's ready for the next step. Now you can go ahead and cut around where the handle goes. With that done, I go ahead and put some more tape on to reinforce it, and then we can cut the top and the bottom. And you now have a paper template that you can make sure works on your mug. And then we scan it in, just like we did with the bone. And you can put it in Cricut Design Space, or you can put it in your graphics software from that point. But you have a perfect template for a tapered mug.